On top of looking for major and minor cracks such as this one in the foundation, the student government and staff are also concerned about the security of students at night. Potholes such as this one can do major damage to your vehicle's rims, suspension, and alignment. Needless to say, these craters, big or small, can leave you stranded alone, waiting for help. With the parking garage under construction, visitors and some staff are allowed to park on site. But for the other staff, they have to come down here to Crossroads and 72nd and Dodge and Park, take the shuttle to Methodist. The University of Nebraska at Omaha students, high school students, and community volunteers have been lending their services during fall break for 7 years in UNO's annual sponsored 3 days of service. These volunteers met each morning during the fall break at the Millvale Student Center at UNO's campus for sign-ups. After they checked in, these volunteers were thanked with a complimentary breakfast, a t-shirt, and later a lunch. Graduate student Lindsay Scott says the help was greatly needed to fill all positions for the nonprofit organizations and partners.
We have about 12 different community partners this year. We have Habitat Omaha, Habitat Council Bless, the Micah House, Stevens Center, Open Door Mission.
But there are perks to volunteering besides just giving back to your community.
It's just like a great way to meet new people, build your resume, and just have fun. It's just great to give back to your community in any way possible.
One of the many volunteer opportunities UNO has sponsored was to help the Open Door Mission get settled into their newest building addition on their 3-block-long campus. Community Relations Director Chris Morris of the Open Door Mission says the extra building will help more people and families in their already full community.
We are currently sleeping 400 men, women, and children at our shelter. By the end of January, we'll probably be sleeping about 800 total. We serve about 1,900 meals a day. You don't have to stay at the mission to eat at the mission.
With beds and living quarters assembled, the help from these volunteers and volunteers from all of the other locations have helped make an impact on each community. For the Omaha News, I'm Robby Pinkelman. Winter is here, the shopping traffic is back, and the metro area just experienced its first snowfall this season. Last year was a breeze compared to past years' snowfalls. Although we haven't experienced much snow yet, soon the streets will become wet, slick, and hard to handle. We tend to think the months of December through March are the worst to drive in and that most accidents occur during this time. But according to the Wise Insurance Group, most car accidents happen in April, May, and September. Owner of Triangle Body Shop, Larry Frost says regardless of what season it is, drivers always need to focus on the road.
I don't think it matters, honestly, summer or winter, but if there's a snowstorm, obviously there would be more at that time.
Bad drivers aren't the only hazards we need to look out for this winter. The snow can hide many things the drivers can't see. Potholes such as this one can do major damage to your vehicle's rims, suspension, and alignment. Needless to say, these craters, big or small, can leave you stranded alone, waiting for help. Tommy Brunn of O'Reilly Auto Parts says we should carry a few things in the car in case something were to happen to you or your vehicle.
Depending on, if it's an accident, depending on what it is, and if you're going out on a road trip or something, maybe get yourself a blanket, flares for laying out on the side of the road if you can get those, or triangles.
Other things people should think to carry in their vehicle if the unexpected were to happen would be gloves, a hat, a flashlight, and one last thing.
Make sure you have a good cell phone.
For the Omaha News, I'm Robby Pinkelman.
From the studios of UNO Television.
UNO is taking the next step in order to help make its campus more secure and safe for students. The first annual safety walk was a success, and plans are being made to improve major and minor hazards for the university. The race for Nebraska's 2nd congressional district came down to the wire between Lee Terry and John Ewing. Ewing pulled close to Terry in the last couple of weeks and was polling for an upset. Reporter Brett Kane has more. The registration to vote in November 6th general election is next Wednesday, October 17th. Residents are reminded to check in with the town clerk's office to ensure your voting status. And I'm Robby Pinkelman. There's been a long-established connection between the benefits of art and rehabilitation, whether it be physical, spiritual, or criminal. A recent partnership looks to extend those benefits to its young members. Lindsay Peterson is in the newsroom with more. Lindsay? Nebraska football is struggling. UNO doesn't have a football team anymore, and the Nighthawks' future is still to be determined. But for football fans, there's a team across the river that's having a little bit more of success. John Carter has more. Stay tuned next week when we are going to preview the Nebraska State Finals, which is going to have 3 Omaha area teams battling for the championships in classes A and B. That's it for this week's edition of the Omaha News. Thanks again for watching. If you're looking for more, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/theomahanews.
While you're there.